Still got it. I used to be the Duncan Yo-Yo man. You don't believe that, do you? Hi, I'm Captain Eddie Castle, and I'm in the shop today to talk about yo-yo. No, not my wood-turning guys that I know. Yo-yos. Talk about a fun little project for the grandkids. Now, you might have to teach them how to use them. I work with a bunch of kids in the 25, 30-year-old range. They can't work them. If they didn't have a button, they were lost. That might be the kids we have today. We're going to take some block, just some scraps around the shop. They got to be the same weight, but that's easy. Make a little chuck, stick it in a lathe, and turn some yo-yos. Oh yeah, before you tell me it's sacrilegious to turn a yo-yo on a one-way, it's fun. Come on. Oh, you know how to do this? Why? Let's start with our chuck. Our chuck is...
In your chuck, you're going to mount a block 1.5 inches thick, about 3 inches wide. Put a good tendon on the back of it, and the pin in the middle is a 1/4 inch dowel pin, which is steel, and I have it faced off. Now, this has got to run very, very true, and so you want to set it in your chuck and drill it in, and then mark it so you can get it back in the same spot. That wobble is your yo-yo wobble. Now, that is going to be what you're going to glue the piece onto. You're going to use this double stick duct tape I picked up at Lowe's. This stuff really grabs. Now, I faced off the other, sanded a little bit. You peel this off, stick it on there, hold it in place, and you get a good grab. Now, this stuff is really hard to get an edge on, so I use a little X-Acto knife or utility knife to peel the blue tape back. It's going to fit fairly tight. Oh yeah, that disc was 2 3/8 inch diameter, or 2.5 inches diameter, and wait, I don't want to do that. That'll put a mark that I gotta fix later. So instead of bringing the spur up, I'm going to put my protector end right on the end of my chuck. I turn this. It's just a little piece of mahogany. I threaded it with my 3/4 tin. Now when I bring that up, I'm not going to get a mark from the chuck. Okay, again, the board was 2.5 by 3/4, 1/4 inch hole in the center. This is a Duncan shape. This is a butterfly shape. It's the most popular. It's the best for doing tricks with, according to Duncan yo-yos. Where I get the dimensions, I wouldn't dare buy plastic one and measure it. That might be a copyright infringement. Now I'm going to put this to shape. Let's change the camera angle. You look over the top. I've got the soft tip pushing up against it. It's only on duct tape. It won't slip. My caliper is set to about 2 3/8 inches. Give me an idea how much wood I need to take off. I'm just going to take my Ellsworth and shape up the edges a little bit and just knock off the rough corners. That's why I started at 2.5 inches. I want all this to be nice soft cuts, so I'm way down on the butt, way up on the tip, and I'm making some nice slices here. If you just plow across on almost any wood, you'll do some grain tearing and then you have to fix it. So I'm doing some nice easy slices here. You don't have to get too fancy, but why do damage you have to sand out later? Now, to shape the piece out, I'll check it one more time. I've got it to about my 2 3/8. I'm going to use my fingernail gouge now to make my downward. Why? Well, because it's a better gouge to do it. Set my caliper for that inside diameter, or what I want to be down in the recess for, and that'll help me when I gauge this. Once I do one, I'm going to have that. Oh, if you haven't taken your calipers and knocked the corners off, do so. They won't bite in. See that? Ellie Avocera showed me this trick. Knock off those corners, round them up, and that way when you push it up against the spinning wood to get that diameter, you won't bite in. You won't mark up your piece, and you won't take the chance of that caliper getting pulled out of your hands. Now, I'll take my fingernail gouge. That's the shape I'm looking for, right there. Now, this has got that double bevel grind on it. And one of my videos show you how to do that. And I do these clean cuts. These are cuts. Now I stepped over because I was getting too heavy. and I know that's going to go out the way. So that's my clean cut. One more pass. Nope, I've got the handle and I'm rolling it around. Yep, there you go. Now to get that bottom good and clean, I'm going to go ahead and waste away some wood from the glue block side or the hold up side. See, if that had teeth on it, it would bite in right now. I'll come back and shape up the other side so I can get down and get it to the right depth. There is not a lot to this. The turning will be over within a moment. I'll take 223, 2400 and buff off the edges after I have this done, because my next step is embellishment. This is my homemade Wagner type tool. I bought this knurling piece from MSC Direct and just bolted this together. I did tack it with a weld to hold it later on when I knew it would work. And I'm going to put it on the face of this. This tool leaves a nice little, well, knurling mark on the face. And it's a little decoration. It's not heavy, won't cause splinters, can be easily colored. I take my parting tool and define the two ends. That's it.
The first one, sand it, turn. You could put a little CA finish on this. It'd be really nice. Keep the splinters out of the little kid's hands. And then you work it off the glue chuck. Right? It's got double stick tape. It stayed here. Some of it stayed here. Take a little cleaner, get it off, and then sand this, because you hadn't sanded this before. And I'm talking just a couple of laps with some paper. You know, I like Vince's Blue Flex because it doesn't clog up. This is from Vince Welsh. Just dress it up a little bit. Don't need finish here. Springs are going to go here. All right, now let's cut to the chase. You have two of them done. How do you put the axle in? Piece of 1/4 inch hardwood dowel. Good dowel. Okay. Glue it in this one. Tap it in with a drop of CA glue. Cut it off 1/2 inch long. Take the second one, push it up against it, and see if you can end up with a 1/8 inch crack right here. How do I determine a 1/8 inch crack? 2 1/8 inch drill bits. 2 pieces of drill rod. A piece of 1/8 inch rod bent in a U that I can lay it in like a fork. Alright? Those all work. Then if it fits, pull it back apart, put a drop of glue on the end of it, no excess, push it back together, get your rod in there, and clamp it for just a minute. Clamp it, why? Because you don't want it to move. You want it to be spinning even. Now, you have that. What else is this? This is a skill builder. Tell you why. For a 2 3/8 inch by 3/4 inch scrap of wood, you learn how to put things on a glue block, how to turn with 2 different or 3 different tools, how to do some embellishment, how to do some coloring, how to do some finishing, how to do some assembly, and how to complete a project. That's a skill one. Give it to a kid, teach him how to use it, and make some shavings. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan, making shavings. Oh, wait. Later on today, my skill builder is going to be Freedom Pens. Why aren't you? Yeah. Freedom Pens. Our troops are relying on you. Get out there and turn a pen today. Or 2 or 3 or 4.